Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am making a card based on this past Friday's Craft Roulette Challenge number 254. If you're not familiar with Craft Roulette, I'll have a description in the box below, linking you to that episode. It's an amazing show. It really makes you go outside of your comfort zone in making cards. Now, for today's project, I needed to make a book binding card with the colors of candy. The element, it needs to rhyme with og. And random, it has to have letter or letters. Well, the letter or letters is going to be very simple with a sentiment. It's the other parts. So when I thought rhymes with og, I thought frog. So I have this really cute stamp set from Spellbinders. This is their Jump for Joy stamp set. And so I'm going to use that. And I want to turn this into a thank you card. Now, for the colors of candy, I don't know if you remember those old Necco wafers, and we had some green ones. It's like an olive green, and they were like blacks and pinks. And so I'm going with the olive green color for my candy. And I think they make some Easter M&Ms in that color too. So that's the candy I am going with. Now, the bookbinding card was not as bad as it sounds. So let me get started with that. You need my usual 5x7 card. So this is 10 inches by 7 inches, square it to 5 inch, fold it and crease it with your bone folder. However, I need to make one more crease in this. And since this is difficult to do this way, well, I guess it's not too bad. I'm going to score this at 1 inch. So I'm going to go over 1 inch from my fold at the 5 inch mark and fold it down at the 4 inch mark. Just score down. But then you're going to bend it this way because this is going to need to open up like a book. All right, so that part's done. I'm done scoring. Let me put that away so I remember where it is the next time I need to use it. Now, this card needs to be glued down here. So I've got some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to run this down my crease first. This is a cute little card, how you put it together. And it seems like it gives you less real estate for making a card, but it actually can give you a little bit more because you can do a side edge, etc. You can even do the inside of the card if you want to. This is the hard part of getting that tape off there. There we go. I'm also going to run glue down here because I want this whole thing glued down flat. Oh, come on. There we go. And then just fold that down, and that will be your card. You could do this at any width you wanted. You can make it narrower or wider. And you can even open this up and do, this would make a cute storybook. If you added an extra page on the inside or two of a lighter weight cardstock, you could turn that into a little kid's picture book or something. Okay, now I have this olive and kind of a yellow-green pattern cardstock that was in my scraps. This piece measures 5/8 inch wide. It's going to measure 7 inches long, but I have left it longer because I'm going to just trim it off at the bottom. And for a border for that, I have a piece of black. This is 3/4 inches wide, and it's going to be 7 inches long. And I just need to put these two together. So let me glue those. This is some old cardstock. I got this when my local Pat Catans was going out of business. Which, oh my gosh, is your Joann Fabrics going out of business? Mine is. I'd have to travel an hour each way now to go to a Joann's. But I went there yesterday before the snowstorm hit. They no longer honor coupons. So forget that. Sale prices are no longer sale prices. They upped everything back to the regular price, and then they took like 25 and 30% off of what the regular price was. I got a few things, but the shelves were pretty bare. I got a lot of yarn because I like working with Red Heart yarn, and that's the only place around here that really carries it anymore. And I got a pack of cream cardstock and then one Tim Holtz stamps and die set. That was it. Okay, now that's going to be here. Now for this side of the card, I want a black outline. So I measured this at 3.5 inches, and this is 6 by 9/16. And then I want a white center. This measures 3 3/8 by 6 7/16. Whatever you want to fit, you could even have it cover the whole thing. I'm going to put my black down first because I'm going to need to stamp and stencil on this. I just kind of want to get that centered in this panel. See what I mean? It gives you a couple of different options for layout. I mean, you could probably even do it this way, but not. Okay, I'm going to start with stamping. Now, I know I'm going to use these 2 frogs. So I need a piece of extra scrap paper for that, and my stamping platform, which is over here. All right. So I'm going to stamp my frogs on this extra piece of paper. It looks like I have several of them. I only need one. And I'm going to cut these out in circles, so I need to leave space around these. This is just a cute little stamp set. I've used this stamp set before in a video, but I thought it went well with this challenge rhyming with og. Okay. And of course, I'm going to use my VersaFine Claire Nocturne. And I thought yes, I do have, I am using my new one from Simon Says Stamp. I used it over the weekend and got it less saturated. A little bit more pressure down there. Oh. I did not get the ink on the bottom of his foot. Okay. Oh, and he needs it. No, he doesn't need more in his eye because I'm going to put wiggle eyes in there. I'm just going to set them aside. Wash these with my tidy towel. And get them off the stamping platform. And let's move you down here. Okay, now for on that little strip, I have cut out using GinaK's Master Layouts 3. This is a flat circle that measures 2.5 inches wide. It does not have a decorative edge or anything. I'm going to cut these out using the stitched edge of that, and I'll let you know what those measurements are. But I'm going to put my circles on here, and then they'll have the frogs inside. But I want to do my wording, and I want to use this thanks. This is from GinaK's Doodled Autumn, and I just want to use the word thanks. And I kind of figure out a half placement here because I want to use a couple of different I like some of these sayings. Thanks. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks, you make me jump for joy. How do I want to put? I mean, I'll even like that. I'm stuck on you, but it doesn't go with stank. Yeah, stanks. Doesn't go with thanks. Let me get that on camera here so you can see what I'm talking about. Move this up a little bit. maybe no, I don't want to do that. Thanks. You make me jump for joy down below that. Okay. That's put those right like that. And still off camera. Definitely need more ink on that. Thanks. Just a little bit more. If it doesn't get it this time, I'll fill that in with my Sharpie. Yeah, there must be a defect in that stamp. I've had that happen a couple of times. Unfortunately, it's been a long time after I have the items, so I can't tell the company. I can tell the company about it, but I can't get a replacement. So let me get my, I've got a brush marker here. This should work. There we go. That's why one thing, to get a stamp set, take it out of the package, even if you're not intending to use it yet, and stamp them. Make sure they are okay. All right, I have that done. Now I want to stencil on it. And I have this bubble stencil. There's no name on it. I honestly don't know where it came from. But I want to put bubbles on this card. And I'm going to use, so it will kind of match this. And I'm going to use Tim Holtz's Distress Oxide Shabby Shutters. This was a pretty color that I thought would go nicely. And I'm just going to do this right on my mat. And I'm just going to get a light coloring of the bubbles. I don't want them to be too dark. I don't want it to compete with the patterned paper. I just want it to accent it. And I'm going to put just a few down here around the words. There, that just gives it a hint of color. You can see them well, but for some reason it looks orange right there. And then that will go right on this panel. So I'm going to glue this one down flat. Okay, that's it so far. My lighting in the basement is definitely odd. It's looking orange, but no, this is a pretty green. All right, now I need to get our frogs that I stamped. And where did I put them? They didn't go far. Now I'm going to cut these out. Perhaps I'm going to cut them out. I need to find my top plate, so I'm going to put you on a quick pause. Found it. I had moved the computer and it was under the computer. All right, so now I'm going to cut these out, and I'm going to use, this is from Master Layouts 3. This is a stitched edge die, and I'm going to cut these out with that. Now, get that a little centered. And then I'll do this one. And as you see, he's larger than the die, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to place him. Okay, set this aside. Now to color them. I'm just going to use a piece of scrap paper. And I've picked out a couple. I have a cool gray, BG038. And then I have G369 Matcha Green and G468 Petit Pois. I can't remember which one is the lighter color. Okay, the Petit Pois is the darker and the Matcha. So I'm going to take the Petit Pois and just do like the top of his eyes. And the outer aspect of his abdomen. So basically I'm going to save his head and the inside of his belly for the lighter color. There's not a lot of coloring here, but for me, I have to concentrate because there's a lot of little areas where I could go outside the line. Might as well do his lower lip in this color also. And always feel free to fast forward through any part that you don't want to watch. Doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I'm just here having fun, and this YouTube channel has been my way of making sure I use what I buy. And if I can give someone a little bit of inspiration to use their stuff, that's what this channel is for. I like that there's a t-shirt out there that says I'm not a craft hoarder, I just save supplies. Something like that. But my goal now is to use what I have and of course get more if I can. But in fact, I think I ordered a small amount of GinaK's new release, and I think that's supposed to arrive at the post office tomorrow. But with the weather that we're having yesterday and today, it's hard to say. When I went to Joann Fabrics yesterday morning, it was raining, hardly any snow on the ground, and it was just starting to spit fat flakes. By the time I got back home, where the store was, we only had like spits and sputters of snow. But when I got back home, we had a good inch on the ground already. And when I woke up this morning, we have 8 inches already. Oops, I see I didn't do his leg. And I mean, that's okay with me. I absolutely love snow. I would be content, other than my gardening, which I can do indoors, a lot of it, to have snow all year and just stay inside and be warm and cozy. course, I don't like when I have to go out and drive and it's icy. That I don't want so much. But I hope my viewers are staying safe. I've seen a lot of flooding issues, and some people have passed away due to the storms. So I hope you're all safe and sound. Now I'm already planning a video for tomorrow. Wednesday of this week, however, is kind of up in the air. My brother is having surgery on Wednesday, so I don't know if I'll be able to do a video or not, but I will certainly try. Okay, now I'm going to use the Matcha green and do his face. And it's just a lighter shade of olive. I'm just going to do his face, which was a quick coloring, and then his belly. Now I'm going to go around the outside of the abdomen a couple of times because I want it to be a little bit darker and have just a hint of a shadow to make it look more round. Like he's got a round little belly. Okay. Almost done coloring. Then I can put this together and bling it up. And make sure I've met all the parameters, of course. Tomorrow's video, I'm going to use one of the Peddler's Den products that is not a making a scene. It's a beautiful floral. I already kind of have that card idea in my mind. And I may work on that this afternoon since I'm not going anywhere with the snow. Okay, now I'm going to take the gray and color the white of the eyes. It just makes it look like it's white instead of just the white card. It gives you a little bit of a shade difference. And when we put the googly eyes on there, that'll make it even more spectacular. Okay. Now these, I'm just going to glue these down together. And then I'm going to pop these up. So now you only see just a hint of that polka dotted paper. Okay. Now, oh, isn't he cute? I keep going off camera. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to pop those up, and I'm going to use, I have some larger foam circles that I got from Hobby Lobby a while back. I'll put 4 on each one. I'm not a frog person, but I do like these frog stamps. And I'm actually going to put this over the edge a little bit, but I don't want to put it over too far because it needs to be able to open with that book binding. And I think I'll put him over this side a little bit. Okay, yeah, I'm going to put that one just a little bit is that way. Now, I've got some Google eyes, or wiggle eyes. We always call them Google eyes. Just need 4. And I'm just going to put a tiny, tiny drop of glue. And where is my wax pencil? All right, get those eyes turned over. Now I'm going to put these on so you still see a little bit of the black outline. Because I think if I cover up the black outline totally, it won't give a good eye image. Because it would just be all white other than the little dot in the center. And I kind of like the looks of having just a hint. All right, now to bling this up, I'm going to start with, of course, rhinestones. And the sheet I got for Christmas does not have colors that coordinate very well. This pastel green would be fine, but I want to try doing these greens on here. Let's see if I can get more of an olive green. That was that one. Yes, I'm going to use the Petits Pois. Which I think means little pea. All right, now I'm going to put one here. I think I want to do a placement of 3, and then see, that one's got these are nice, but they have these glue strips behind them, and sometimes the glue strip sticks out and shows on your card, and I don't like that. So I need to get those glue strips up and tuck them under a little bit. This one needs to come over here. Yeah, I think just 5 on that one. I'm going to put one down here. I know they say to go to odd numbers. I'm an even number person. Okay, and I've got a little bit more stickles to put on here. I'm going to try some crystal stickles on his pads of his paws, just to see. And I'm going to put just a little bit out here. Well, oh, yes. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to put this right here on my silicone mat and put just a little bit, because his webbed toes have like little sticky pods on them. That's what's helping him hold on to things. And so I'm making them glisten. And the crystal, when you put it on a darker color, it has a beautiful green shine to it. I can almost see ink splattering this, but that I'm not going to do. I may do that on tomorrow's card with that floral stamp. I'll see. I'm kind of in the mood to splatter things, but I don't want to do it on this card. Okay. What do you think? I don't see if I can get you to see. Yeah, it's hard to show the glitter on the camera sometimes. All right, let me make sure I have met all the parameters for this challenge. All right, it has to be a bookbinding card. We have the bookbind. Check. All right, it has to have colors of candy. I'm going with those Easter color green M&Ms and those old Necco wafers that I love so much. And that kind of gave me the idea for the circles too, those Necco wafers. And element, it has to rhyme with og, and frog rhymes with og. And random, it has to have letter or letters, and it has multiple letters of the alphabet on there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you tomorrow.